Gulliver blocks every cannonball with nothing but his body fat. The shells sink into his flesh but do no real damage. He gives one big shudder, and every cannonball bounces back, blowing the enemy fleet to pieces. Realizing he's completely unharmed, Gulliver feels invincible. He plunges his hands into the sea, scoops up over 1,000 warships, and drags them out to the deep ocean. Crisis averted. After this victory, Gulliver's fame in Lilliput hits an all-time high. His face is plastered on giant billboards everywhere. Everyone's buying Gulliver merchandise. General Edward watches all this, blinded by jealousy. He takes blueprints for a robot he found on Gulliver's ship and defects to the enemy. One day, Gulliver is lounging in the square, bragging about his adventures, when bells suddenly ring out. A round, red metal barrel rolls in, piloted by none other than the traitorous general. Gulliver steps up to fight, and the barrel transforms into an anti-Gulliver battle mech. Gulliver lets out a nervous laugh and pushes against the robot with all his strength. It doesn't budge. He tries to run, but the general grabs his pants and swings him around like a rag doll in front of everyone. Facing this unstoppable enemy, Gulliver finally admits the truth. Everything he said was a lie. He's just a nobody, a low-level office worker. The moment he says it, Lilliput gives up. The king and princess are thrown in prison. Gulliver is shipped off to a place called Terror Island. When he wakes up, he's lying inside a fancy dollhouse. He thinks he's back in the real world. Then the whole house starts shaking violently. A little girl opens the roof. This time, Gulliver is the tiny one. He's landed on an island of giants. Gulliver has lost all will to fight. He just lets the girl play with him like a toy. Then the next day, Horatio shows up and tells him Lilliput has captured another giant, a woman named Darcy. That's the girl Gulliver's been secretly in love with. He can't sit still anymore. He borrows a parachute from an elderly Air Force veteran and sneaks away with Horatio. They break into Lilliput's dungeon and rescue Darcy. With some enthusiastic matchmaking from the king and queen, Gulliver finally confesses his feelings. The next day, with all of Lilliput watching, Gulliver faces the robot again. But the gap in power is still massive, and the general has upgraded the mech. He grabs Gulliver's fist and shocks him with high-voltage electricity. Gulliver writhes in agony. Seeing the desperate situation, Horatio charges toward the robot on horseback. He fires a grappling hook, latches onto the mech, and climbs into the cockpit. While the general is distracted, Horatio destroys the power core. Gulliver seizes the moment, lands a finishing blow, topples the robot, and rips out its wiring. The mech collapses back into a harmless metal barrel. The battle ends. The conflict between the two kingdoms is finally resolved. Gulliver and Darcy return to the real world, write a book about their adventure, and live happily ever after.